Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Galaxy Cat Podcast. I'm your host, the man, Atlas. Oh, wow, that was really lame. Anyways, as always, with every lame intro, it gets even more cringy. So today we're going to talk about strange, crazy, even possibly paranormal encounters. This can be about, with an animal, with a ghost, with something uncomfortable. Whatever has made you scared or frightened or just made you feel like you're going to possibly even die, and you can talk about it here today. Or ask me questions about what scares me or what's really, because it's a spooky time. Something like that. So we're gonna talk spooky here. What really spooks us and what spooky things have happened to us or what could happen to us, and if it happened to you, how would you react? Something like that. Alright, so everyone unmute your mics, and we're going to introduce ourselves today. We have some new... Ooh, I just heard an echo. That was nice. Make sure I don't hear any echo. But anyways, we got Muna at the top today. Say hello. Hello. Muna, you can speak. Guys, you can talk.
I don't think Muna is on, or I don't see them.
I don't see her.
Wait, what's your name?
Me?
Yeah, what's your name?
Gus. I'm Bork at the moment, though.
Oh, Gust?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, I thought... I thought you were... God, you guys sound exactly the same. I was so stupid. Different... This is why... Okay, I might make a new rule about changing icon. Not, like, strictly, but I don't know. I got really confused. My bad. Let me, redo that. Goost, a.k.a. Bork, for some reason. Introduce yourself.
Hi.
Say hello.
It's me. I'm Gus.
Yeah.
I'm just...
Yeah, you're just Gust. Alright, good job. We got Gaia in the listening audience today, but they are mute. They're just listening. They texted hello, so they're cool. And we got Donnie Fatbat, one of my favorite admins. Say hello, Donnie.
Hello?
We got my buddy Ned. He's being an ass at the moment, but he's my good friend. He's on mute at the moment, but he's cool. I'll just let you guys know that he's tuning in. Thanks, Ned, for coming in. And we got one of my good moderators, my good pal, Star. Say hello, Star.
Oi.
Yeah. And we got a guest who has left and came back, Sticky.
Hello.
Yeah, she's being abnormally very, very cute today. And we got me, Atlas. Say hello, Atlas. Oh my god, wait, you want me to say hello? Oh my goodness, it's such a... Alright, shut up. Oh, okay. Anyways, so, how's everyone doing? Everyone's doing good. It's a decent weekend. It's a hot weekend, and I gotta say, it's just, wow, it's just blazing. I went through a really tough week of work and emotions and stupid shit like that. Art block. But yeah, so, let's talk about... the spooky stuff. Let's talk about the experience and everything. So it's either you guys ask me about my experience, or we could just start with whoever wants to go first.
Okay, well, since it happened today, I guess I could talk about it.
Alright, so what happened to you today, Donnie? Tell us.
Well, today, I'm currently not in my hometown. I'm in Chicago.
Oh, that's... Whoa! That is terrifying. You're not in your own hometown? That is scary. Where are you?
I told you I'm in Chicago!
But you need to tell the audience. The audience doesn't know. Nobody knows that. Do you guys know? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Where's Donnie?
Bork, where is Donnie? Is she in Detroit?
I'm in Chicago!
Okay. I'm just fucking around. Alright, so you're in Chicago.
He's in Chicago.
You're in
Okay,
Chicago.
so I went... Stop it! I went to the nursing home that my grandma's in, and I decided I was gonna wear my foxtail because I wanted to cheer her up, and she spoke in gibberish, and she was probably happy because I was there. I don't know. But anyways, as I was leaving, like they have like these security doors. There was a lady sitting by the security door. I know she was elderly, and she kept glaring at me. I guess because I was like making jokes with my sister or something, and she started talking to like the corner of the room. No one was there, but she started talking, saying, "The devil's among us, William. I swear on Jesus Christ." And I was freaking out. I'm not joking. I couldn't hear most of the conversation, but she was having a conversation, and there was no other nurses around, and I was like, is she talking to herself, or is there literally a ghost named William there?
Well, listen, if I'm elderly, I'm sitting by security doors, and I see you wearing a foxtail, I would probably think the devil's around too.
Okay.
I mean, but still, yeah, that is a bit weird. I've seen my fair share of like weird. So from my experience, this wasn't more of scary, but just kind of fucking weird. There was one time that it was the end of school day back in high school. This was probably my last year or the third year, and I was walking home. Now there's a hospital nearby my high school in the city, and I was walking out, and there's this black guy just walking out. He's fresh out the hospital, walking. He's fine. He looks fine. Out of all the kids he chose to talk with, though, he talks to me out of nowhere. I don't even know this guy. I don't know where the fuck he's from. And he asks me, "What school do you go to?" I'm like, the fuck? I mean, in my head, I'm so confused and baffled of why this random guy is asking me what school I go to. And the scary and creepy part is that my school wasn't that far, so I felt like if I told him, this guy would probably be asking me for money, trying to find me or something. I don't fucking know. So I didn't say a word. I kind of just put my hands up slowly, like, look, like I don't even fucking know you. He's like, blah blah blah, you're this or you're that, and he's like upset that I didn't talk to him or something. I guess he just wanted to make a random friend, but if the guy didn't know, that's not how you do it. Especially talking to fucking 18, 17-year-old, and this dude looked like he was like in his 50s or 40s. And I just walked home and looked behind me as I was looking at the guy, and he was just angry, but I didn't give a shit because I was like, I want to go home, man. Like that's the thing. I just wanted to go home. I didn't want to deal with some type of. I guess he was a crackhead. I don't fucking know. There's plenty of them in my city, and I've seen my fair share of them. I mean, oh my god, they're scary. Like after when I left Wizard World, Philly, which was a boring mess, but I had my own fun. And there was this lady. Now usually you have beggars on the subway where people kind of they go through the subway doors and they go, "Can you spare some change? Do you have any money? I need some money." But this lady was so fucking persistent though. She was obviously a junkie. And you know, I know that's kind of a harsh word, but listen, junkie's a junkie in my opinion. So she's just walking around, and she didn't ask me, but she was getting a bit louder and more annoying. And then, thank God, the subway stopped eventually nearby this one stop, and it stopped for a while. So I'm thinking, oh shit, something's gonna go down. And this cop comes in, and she sits her ass down like she's doing nothing wrong. And she gets all pissy and fussy with the cop. And I'm thinking, is this lady fucking... I mean, it's like you want to go back to jail. It's crazy. So, you know, the cop surprisingly doesn't even take her off the fucking subway. Like, I really wanted to tell him, like, look, can you just get her off? She's bothering and begging people for money. But I just wanted to go home and not deal with conflict. So, the funny thing is, just like a cartoon, as that cop left the subway, didn't even stay on it just to see if she would do anything, which would have been amazing, because then she would have shut the fuck up. As soon as he left, she did the same fucking thing, and it just shows you how bad drugs can be, which is why I don't even touch them. Like, seriously, that's just the truth. I don't deal with that. I don't fuck with that. Drugs are just scary. And think about what can happen if you piss off those type of people. I mean, I've seen them. I had a fair share of, possibly speaking with them, and they're crazy. It just shows you how scary things could be and sad things could be. But for a a scary encounter, I didn't not much of a scary encounter, but I remember I was coming home from the skate park really, really late. I was all by myself, no friends, and I am running home as quick as possible. Right? I got no bike, and all I have is my LED shoes. Back then, I had LED shoes. Don't ask why. I just don't. It was something stupid that I bought, and as I was running fast, they looked pretty cool though in the dark. And in the park, there's usually raccoons, and some people come in there, and you don't know who the hell's down in the park at night. So I'm running home as quick as possible, and there's a raccoon by the trash can I passed by, and thank God I didn't jump me. I was like, oh my God, it's a raccoon. Like, they look cute, but oh my God, they're scary if you piss them off. And I think I also may have saw a spirit. Like, I'm not even joking or trying to make anything up, but like as I was running, I saw like this white, like it wasn't flashy, but it was like a foggy like aura, like a real ghost, and it passed right by me. I was like, you know what, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And it's spooky. It was spooky, and I just ran, and that's when I saw the raccoon. And I was just going home. But in terms of other scary things, I remember a lot of weird shit that was happening. But let's go on to someone else and let them tell their story. How about you, Sticky? You said you had something to talk about.
Oh, well, now that you brought up aura, there was one time when I was up spending that, I was just looking outside, you know, beautiful view, the sun was setting, and, my dad is behind me, and he's like, don't move, and I'm like, what? And he starts taking pictures, and then he's like, come here. I was like, what the hell are you even looking at? And so he shows me 3 pictures of a fading, an upcoming aura, and then
They're like little orbs? Are they like little orbs?
No, this was a different aura. It's the aura where your mind is somewhere else. Like, your imagination is... Now, I'm pretty spiritual, so... Like I said. Anyway, so... If I still have it, it's just I was just sitting on the table, and there's just this ball of light where my head is. And some auras are good, some are bad.
Yeah, so they were like little orbs. Like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Cameras can pick them up for some reason, and I've seen them in plenty of pictures. I didn't see any in mine, but the thing about like haunted houses and stuff, and like everyone says that can only happen if someone has died previously in that house. And that's pretty spooky. So whatever location you were in or whatever, that means it was possible that someone who used to live there died, like years ago or maybe even centuries ago.
Well, only my pets have died in houses.
Maybe, I don't know, but I just know about human ghosts and shit. But anyways, Bork, go ahead, go tell yours. I'm sorry.
That's fine. This one, I was with my dad and his friend Rob. And we were out in the graveyard because previously they had discovered something spooky.
Uh-oh.
They had their camera with them, and they were walking around, and they found an old gravestone that apparently it's the tomb of a quote-unquote witch, or like where a witch was buried.
Yeah.
Or someone presumed to be a witch. And they turned on Face Finder on their camera. You know how it'll like put a square around a face?
Yeah.
And they would take pictures of the tombstone, and the Face Finder kept popping up in randomized locations right around the tombstone. The last one was like right on the grass at the base of the tombstone. It was so creepy.
You know what's really weird? I remember seeing a few videos about where people would use the face filter things to find the ghosts, and I remember seeing a video of a guy putting like a puppy filter on a ghost, and he told it like to give him a lick, and when he said that, the ghost actually did the licking thing, and the guy freaked the hell out, and I was like, oh my god.
That's spooky.
That is spooky as fuck. That is spooky.
I've
It could be a
another one.
glitch. It could be a glitch, but like, it makes you
Yeah.
think. Like, these ghosts are definitely trolling us a little bit.
I've got another one. It's not exactly paranormal, but it's definitely up there on the creep factor.
Uh huh.
A little background real quick. The
Sure.
kid did get caught eventually. Apparently he was selling, I think they're called Joels around the school.
Oh, are they the cigarettes or something? What are they?
I think they're like vapes, but
Yeah,
drugs.
the vapes.
But he came up to me one day and he's like, "Hey, come here, I've got something for you." And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Come on, it's just real quick." And I'm like, I mean, he's one of the preppy popular kids, so I didn't really want to piss him off because they scare me, okay?
Yeah, they're pretty annoying and intimidating.
So he pulls me off to the side and he pulls a jewel out of his pocket. He's like, "Hey, I heard your mom vapes. Would she be interested in this?" And I'm like, "What is?" I'm like, "What is this?" And he's like, "It's called a jewel. It'll make you feel
jewel.
really good for a little bit." And I'm like, "No thanks." And he's like, "Really, I insist." And he kept insisting. And eventually I'm like, "No, dude, back off or I'll tell the office." And he looked me dead in the eye, and I don't remember if I'm quoting this properly or not. And he said, "Don't breathe a word of this or you're not going to be showing up to school anymore." And I'm like, "Dude,
Wow.
no." And I just kind of picked up my books and walked as fast as I could away. And because this guy creeped me out, I was like, okay, I can't tell if he's being serious or not. But me being a little pussy, I didn't say anything to anyone. Eventually, he did get caught, though. It was during my lunch period. He had been off in an empty classroom, and somebody was in there with him, and they were jeweling, and he was trading it. And for some reason, he didn't get expelled. He got detention for vaping in class.
So, didn't get expelled for trying to sell something you're not even supposed to have in school. That's some of the problem with these schools these days. And I don't want to change subject, but really, like, kids get away with everything. I swear to God. And plus, you should have still reported. To be honest, you still should have, in my opinion, you should have reported that because that was a threat. And
I know. Looking back at that, I should have. I think
really
it was like
should've.
last year.
And
It happened.
it doesn't make you a pussy at all. If it's a guy being a tough guy trying to sell vape sticks, whatever the hell they're called, I don't care what they are. That's a jewel, something stupid. Then just get the guy in trouble. Give him a taste of his own medicine. He can't touch you. God forbid if he touches you, he will just get himself in more trouble. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. But, I'm trying to think of my own scary moments that I've had. But I do remember, one time that I was on my HP laptop, and this thing was virus infected and everything. I didn't know how to fix computers back then. This is way before I got into gaming PCs. And one day I was just trying to use it like normal, even though it was kind of impossible because I only had about an hour use of it with internet before the viruses start completely killing it. Well, one point, if none of you remember, or some of you might remember, there was a thing called the FBI virus, and I was not aware that it existed. So the message popped up on my laptop, right? And so I got I've never felt my heart pop out of my chest as much as I did in my life when I got that message. It wasn't like the one that covers up your whole screen. It was just like an error message that said FBI something something something, and I was like, what the fuck? So I instantly shut off my computer, and I go into the basement, and I'm just shaking, and I'm about to cry. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what did I do wrong? What's happening? And all this shit. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Just calm down, do some research, and figure out what this is. Because I'm thinking, okay, this has to be a joke. Because why is the FBI fucking, trying to, go on my laptop or something? So I fucking I go right to the internet, do my research, and I look up FBI virus, and I was so relieved to know that it was true. It was just a stupid virus that I had on my computer. But the weird, creepy thing is that it never came back. It never reloaded. It didn't lock out my computer. Didn't do anything ever since. But when I look back to it, I was so scared because I was thinking, what if this is real? What if I have something on my computer that could be illegal, or someone did something? I don't know. What if a hacker did? I don't know what it was. But when I realized that it was just a stupid thing that scammers have made or malicious people have made, I was like, oh, thank God. But in the future, though, when I got my my gaming laptop and stuff, and when I learned more about computers, I fixed up my PC to find out that I had not only just a lot of viruses on my computer, but I had like spyware on the laptop. So that's not good at all. But the HP laptop started to work way much better ever since, and now I just kind of have it in my closet. Don't use it because it's a piece of shit anyway. So yep, that was another story. Anyways, does anybody have any thing to talk about?
I was going to add,
The ghost story, yes, I forgot. I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, well, I was also going to talk about this creepy, thing that happened, and make sure your mics are not echoing, because I just heard myself.
Nah, don't worry, I got headphones on.
So, this was, like, last, month, I think it was, and so I was working in Walmart, because that's where I work.
Yeah, that's Walmart's pretty scary sometimes.
Mine is the ghetto mart.
Oh,
honestly.
the ghetto Walmart. Oh shit.
Yes, the part of it's almost always smells like weed up in my Walmart. So
That's funny.
anyways, I was doing inventory out on the floor, and some guy randomly comes up to me, and he's a mixed. He's like African American on the light side. You
Okay.
can tell he's middle-aged, maybe older. And he's like, "Oh my God, you're so cute. You're so adorable, and you're a Pokemon fan," because he saw my pins. And I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks." I was blushing only because I thought it was a compliment, because I got a lot of compliments.
All right.
And then he comes back maybe about 10 minutes later after I'm telling my department manager about this, and he comes back and he's like, asking me like, "Oh, are you bi, lesbian, or?" And I was like, and at that point I was
That is the
at that
worst
point-
thing. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was kind of like frozen, and I was like, because at that moment of time I can't deal with sudden, like, because he was like hitting on me, I guess. Like, he was like, "Oh, what's your favorite Pokemon? When do you get off work? When do you go on lunch?"
Oh god.
And he's like, "Can I get your number?" And I'm like, "I don't know my number. I don't know my number." So he took my phone and he put his number in, and he started texting me while I was at work, and he wanted my address, and he wanted to know if he could come over the next day.
Wait. Slow down.
and-
Slow down.
Ooh,
Slow down.
what?
You let him take your phone?
he took it out of my
And
pocket.
you didn't. What? Yo, you better slap somebody. What the hell are you
I
doing?
blocked him. We took care of it. We blocked it, and we reported it to police. That's
Okay.
the best we could do.
Next time. Next time you.
Because if he,
Okay.
yeah, next time. But that was my first encounter with anything like that. Because I knew the alarms were going off in my head. It's like, Okay, this is not right. This guy is creepy.
Yeah.
I
no
don't care
shit.
how old you are. Um,
Star. All right, go on, Donnie.
So anyways, the
Go ahead. I
wait,
muted him.
hold on. Okay, thank you. The ghost story I had,
No, I want to know what happened to the
Well,
guy. Tell me more about the story with that, because that was pretty interesting.
okay, well, so I went, he left, and then I went on,
What messages were he sending to you when you two were texting?
he was texting me, like, what he does for a living, where he, if he can hang out with me tomorrow, like, he could pick me up, what was my address, and I was like, no bueno, I wasn't giving him that information, and I didn't know how to block messages. I could block numbers, but I didn't know how to block messages, so I had to wait to get home for my dad to basically threaten him and block him. So, because it was not good.
Yeah. But let me give my opinion on that type of encounter, and I have to say, next time, you should really not let people take phones out of your pocket. And if you have any guy do that, I don't care how big they are, you should slap them and run to your manager as quick as possible next time, because the guy could have probably found out where you live anyway. Like, people have the technology to do anything these days, and the thing is, like, you can look up a phone number on somebody, and you can find stuff about people on Google or whatever. Like, you look up the phone number and you can literally find information on that person who owns that number.
That's what I used to do. But now I just have a ID.
And that's what that guy could have done. The fact that he was so persistent on trying to figure out where you live and everything was just a huge red flag. And this is why I tell people, if you don't want to look creepy, don't ask those type of questions. And if you deal with those type of people yourself, you do not give them any chance whatsoever. Doesn't matter how nice they look, doesn't matter how much in common you have with them. With all the creepy stories I've heard, more than this, it is very obvious that you don't give anything out like that, rather it be money, rather it be your phone number, I don't care. You do not give any of that personal shit to a complete stranger, even if it feels like you know them closely, or doesn't matter how common you have, unless you've been with them for like a month or a few months or a year, whatever it may be. Don't ever give your phone number. If anybody's trying to forcefully do something like that, including like taking the phone, I mean, if someone did that with me, I'd be like, listen, you put your hands in my pockets or on me, I'm going to call the police, or I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Because that's not right. If you don't want to be with somebody, and it's in a way, I see kind of a little bit of sexual harassment. I don't know if he does anything. Well, I think with him asking the sexualities, and it was very obvious that he wanted to do stuff with you, and that was pretty.
Yeah,
like,
I even told him, it's like, listen, you're creepy, there's red flags, and he's like, oh no, that's not my MO, and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
It's like, yeah, whatever. And that's the thing I hate about these type of fucking guys. Like, when they get called out for it, they're like, oh no, I'm not being creepy, blah, blah, blah. But they don't realize how creepy it sounds until it happens to them. Like, that's what I wish could happen to people like that. Like, if you don't realize how creepy you are, wait till it happens to you. Wait till you get, your pockets invaded by a complete stranger, and they keep asking you, like, oh, what are you, buy this, that. And I know I'm going off on a tangent on this, but it just pisses me off because Donnie's a friend of mine, and this makes guys like me look bad. Because I generally do want to hang out with Donnie. I've known Donnie for a while, but it's like, if I were to be like that around her, I know I would instantly lose my chances. And that's what some guys just have to know. stay out of that creep factor. Don't look like a creep and don't act like one. If you're gonna try to get into a girl's pants on day one, you don't even know this girl, whatever. You're just dumb. You lose your chances, and you end up going to jail. That's on your record forever. There's no, oh yeah, sir,
No,
I'll
see,
just, all right, go on.
The biggest threat that was going through my head was the fact that in my area, we get a lot of abduction and human trafficking. So that was one of the big fears that went on my head. It's like, oh God, this guy is going to put me in the back of his truck and sell me off to Guatemala or whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing that is very true and very scary. If you want to hear real stories about abductions, murder, all that type of crap, hacking, look up online look up some deep web stories. That shit makes me pretty happy to know that I'm in a safe home, not dealing with any of that type of shit. Like, seriously, if you feel like you have it bad and you feel like nothing's going good for you, make sure you look up some of these deep web stories and realize how scary, fucked up, and creepy and terrifying that this world can be. Because once I listened to those stories, even in school, it made me have a different perception on life. So I'm gonna shut up now, and I'm gonna let someone, say whatever they want.
I still need to do the ghost stories, and then.
All right, and then we have to wrap this up.
Okay. Anyway, so first one was the fact that because you guys were going on about how you only seen a human ghost. I have a tendency to see cat ghosts.
You've seen a cat ghost?
Yes. Fairly recently, back in February, my cat died, and the ground was frozen because it's February, and we could not put her in the ground, so we had her in the freezer.
The fuck is that?
And
what?
For 3 days, I saw her ghost running around. Like, I saw her white feet flailing at me, and I knew she was haunting us because she was pissed because we did not put her to rest properly. So finally, when the ground thawed 3 days later, we put her in the ground, and I was like, please don't haunt us anymore, please. And yeah, now we're ghost free. And then the other ghost story was the fact that my school that I went to, the high school, was haunted, and it's a pretty well-known story. Before it was art school, Stivers was I don't know what it was, but there was this teacher named Miss Taylor who was, I guess, having an affair with a student, and one day the principal, and one day, no, here's the thing.
Okay.
One day the principal came in, and he found her body laying face down in the pool, and one of the things in her locket was the ripped off face of the student, and the student never returned.
What? Wait, what? Wait, repeat that?
Then,
repeat that.
Okay.
Oh my God.
She was face down in the pool, and in her locket that she was holding in her hand was a ripped face. Like a picture of the student, and the student never returned. I think it was like a senior.
That is spooky. That's weird, scary shit.
This has been going on for about 100 years. She never left the school. We have video of her. We have pictures of her. I've personally, I haven't actually seen her, but like, one of the things we do in at that school was the little 7th, 8th graders, they like to get from a big spook.
All right. Well, we gotta wrap this up, and we gotta let other people talk. Star wants to tell his story, and everyone can unmute their mics. I mean, this is an open discussion. pretty much.
I'm just afraid of echo stuff.
Don't be afraid of the echoes. The echoes are fine, but I'm gonna let Star tell his
basically.
the story. So Star, you said you have your own story?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, man.
So pretty much a couple months ago, I have like very bad nightmares sometimes, and I had one a couple months ago, and it's kind of long, so I'll try to shorten it up.
All right.
I was walking along like this lake shore with my brother, and we came across this like old boat ramp that was like all broken and stuff, and like everything around us was foggy and like spooky looking and stuff. And it's kind of weird what happened because, long story short, like this snake kind of crawled up my leg and started like constricting my leg, and I passed out, and then it bit my leg, and the dream ended. And I woke up, and there was actual like scratches on my leg that weren't there the day before.
Dude, that's creepy.
Yo,
And,
you know what's really fucking weird?
No bueno.
Okay, so I have another pretty good story. There was one time, you know those things, they're not called nightmares, but they're called night terrors. Night terrors are the worst.
Those things suck.
I never had
Oh, I
one,
used to have
but
those
I
when
never,
was a
I
kid.
never had one, but let me tell you something. If anyone's had a night terror, say something. Did anyone ever have one? Ever?
I have.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I haven't.
plenty.
The thing is, I haven't had one yet. I've had nightmares, but I never had a night terror. But I was sleeping one night. It was about probably 3 o'clock in the morning. I was fast asleep, and I wake up to my brother. Now it's not like a normal scream where it goes ah, but the scream. You know, like the THX logo, the introduction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, imagine,
Oh, no.
imagine that at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're fast asleep, and it's not that sound effect, but it's my big brother screaming. He goes like this. He goes like, "Ah!" He screamed so loud. And I'm sorry for anyone who got a little bit of ear rape or something like that, but he screamed so loud that I was like frozen in my bed. I thought he was getting murdered. I thought he was getting killed. So I'm about to hop out my bed and figure out the hell's going on. I grabbed something, right? I was grabbing something, and I was going to his room, and my mom woke up and it gets better. No, oh, my poor mom. My mom walks into his room, right? And he's still having this fucking night terror, right? And he comes in, and he's waking up, and he's kicking my mom because he doesn't know what's going on. And she's like, "Mommy, it's me." And then I come, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" And so they both explain that my brother was apparently not waking up, but he could see something. Like he told me that he saw like a really tall, black, shadowy figure, and it was coming close to his face. Like he couldn't move and shit, and so he started to scream. And when he was waking up, he didn't know it was pitch black dark, so he didn't know what the hell was going on. So when he was waking up screaming, he was kicking my mom by accident. And then I remember asking him, he was so paranoid. He's like, "Yo, we got a ghost in here. We got a ghost coming by or something." And I was starting to believe him. He's like, "Oh man, I hope I'm not next." And we were paranoid for like at least a week, but then he kind of shut up about it, and then we just kind of moved on. And that was like the last time he had a night terror. He hasn't had any ever since, and I never did. I've had nightmares, but night terrors, I researched them after that happened. I can tell they are a lot worse and more terrifying, so. But that was like scary and funny because I had to. The thing that sucks though in the end is I had to get up for school, and I was so fucking tired after that. I was like, "Are you kidding me? My brother woke me up and shit." But yeah. So I think that's about it when it comes to the topic. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of move on to something else. So how's everyone feeling though? Was this a good topic? Any ideas for next podcast?
That was a good topic.
I loved the topic. It was really cool and spooky.
Yeah.
I think next time if anyone has a favorite artist, that would be cool to talk about.
Well, I'll think about it. So, just so everyone knows, if you have any ideas for next week's podcast, do it today, do it tomorrow. Give an idea as much as you like. Post it in the ideas for podcast chat channel where you can give your ideas. And if it's picked, it will be pinned, or you will be notified by me or Donnie. So, I want you guys to have a good time. I'm going to sign off for tonight and turn on my air conditioner because it's very hot in here. So, this is Atlas signing off.